Hello, welcome to ABG, a podcast for the modern day Asian American woman. I'm Janet.
I'm Helen.
And I'm Mel. Alright, so for today's topic, we're going to be talking about horoscopes and Chinese zodiacs.
Yay!
Obviously, this is not a topic Helen and I suggested.
This is all Janet.
Yeah.
Yes.
I think horoscopes are fascinating. I love astrology, Chinese zodiac sign too. Like with my family growing up, we didn't focus on it a whole lot, but I think it was a pretty big part of like my cultural upbringing. But you guys don't like follow horoscopes or?
I mean, definitely when I was younger, I would read 17 magazine and I would always flip to the horoscope side.
Yeah, it's like a fun kind of like getting to know yourself kind of thing. Or
it feels personalized, those sections, right?
Yeah.
I'm one of 12 that's reading this.
Right? I'm not gonna lie, when I want an answer, I look up horoscopes to see what my weekly premonition is or something.
Yeah.
But I also I don't know if you guys heard of her. You probably know Janet. Susan Miller.
I don't.
The name sounds really familiar.
I heard from a friend that she's a really good astrologer. Yeah, and so she
astrologist.
She writes like a very detailed monthly cap of what's going to happen to you.
Horoscopes are based on your birth month, but people who study in-depth astrology will look at your birth time, the exact date, and it's based on astrology is like alignment of planets in the sun, right? So there's a real science to it, and there's also a very spiritual aspect to it. So I always find it really fun and interesting.
Do you read your horoscopes in your sound bath?
In my There's a couple of sources that I've followed because I found them to be not super accurate, but I think in order for it to be done well, it needs to be open enough for interpretation. If someone's ever coming to you telling you exactly this is going to happen at this time and this day, they're probably not doing it correctly, I guess.
But do you feel like because it's so open for interpretation, and that goes for like tarot card readers and all that too, like is it kind of like that could apply to a lot of people?
Yeah, it is. And I think, and that's the perspective that I take of why I find this stuff fascinating is that it's not meant to be right or wrong. A lot of it is an art, right? And it's about interpretation. And a lot of people, like if you go to a tarot card reader, it's kind of almost like if you go to a therapist and someone's helping you interpret your situation. So they will say, in your cards, there is this, and this could be applied in your career, it could be applied in your personal life, it could be blah, blah, blah. So it forces you to think about your current life situation and what might have this theme. And they always tell you it's like it could be this, it could be that, So it's more of like I don't look at it as like the Bible or like the absolute truth. It's more about like self-discovery, self-exploration, and if it's astrology related, there is like an actual science to it. It doesn't mean it's 100% correct all the time, but if you think about like, okay, so you have 12 months in a year. All it's saying is more likely than not, if you were born around the same month as someone, you might have shared experiences, right? So we, in Western culture, we have, schools that run on like a calendar year. So it means that if you were born in, like I'm September, and anyone born kind of in the fall, my friends in October and November, we tended to be the younger of our class. So that means you're going to have a certain experience in school that's different than someone who's older in their class that you're going to share because you guys were born around the same time. So it's not an exact science, but I would say it's like general like patterns. That's like a social or society example, but it could also be weather. If you were born in the summer versus born in the winter, like how does that affect your development from like when you're 0 to a year old?
Interesting.
I thought about that way.
Me too. Well, Janet, since you believe in horoscopes and zodiac signs.
I don't know about believe, but interest.
Oh yeah, but
this
is something interesting to you.
Yeah.
Do you use this to pick up men? Or do you use this to kind of determine, like, I think we're going to work or we're not?
I do. If I'm interested in someone, I will figure out their birthday and I will read about their horoscope.
You figure out their birthday?
Yeah. I mean, look, there's technology nowadays is not hard. I'm pretty good
stalking.
at figuring out. Yeah, I'm pretty good at researching.
All right, so do you like have like, because you know some horoscopes they say like, oh, if you're a Virgo, you're meant to be with the blah blah blah.
Yeah.
Do you like look at that?
I'll look at some resources to see what they say, but generally that like you get so many different, so that's just more for fun. I read all of that knowing with a huge, massive grain of salt that it's probably not like super accurate. But it's like when you're in the fun honeymoon phase and you're just kind of like, supposing what this person is like and that kind of stuff.
That's true.
What about the Chinese zodiac sign? So if you're dating someone who's Chinese or not Chinese, do you look up their animal signs?
The Western, all you need to know is the birth month and the date. So you don't necessarily need to know the year. And then the Chinese one is a little bit more involved because you need to know the year they were born, and then you have to go look at that chart. So usually I don't really look at that. Yeah. But I did grow up with like some people in my family making the observation.
Oh, really?
Or about like what your sign is and what your partner sign is, or even just like within the family, they'd be like, your dad is this and I'm this, and that's why we like butt heads on this.
Interesting. The extent of my knowledge of Chinese zodiac is when it's like a placemat on your like in Chinese.
Oh no, in Chinese restaurants. Oh, so your guys' families didn't like this wasn't. Were you ever taught at all about what your sign is?
No,
not really.
We just every year when it's Chinese New Year, it's like, oh, it's the year of the goat. Oh, cool. Let's have dinner.
Okay. Interesting.
I think maybe a little bit because I'm a rabbit. I feel like I should look this up. Huh? Give me 1 second.
My sister's a rabbit too.
What are the qualities of rabbit?
They like vegetables.
Just kidding. So I thought it would be fun, and of course we're prefacing this that we are not astrologists, and we're kind of just pulling things from the internet, and obviously different sources that you find will say many different things. But I thought it'd be fun if we can kind of explore each other's horoscopes so that we can get to know each other better, and our listeners can get to know us better, and maybe like relate to certain characteristics or not. So let's start with Mel.
Oh, shit.
Do you even know what your sign is?
I'm a Pisces.
Oh, okay. And when is your birthday?
February 22nd.
February 22nd.
So it's really easy to remember. 222.
I have the Pisces profile pulled up right now, and it says that you are the dreamer of the zodiacs, and you see the world through a kaleidoscopic viewfinder. Reality, as far as you're concerned, is highly overrated. And I think this is Mel is a very kind of like fantasy-driven and dreamer type personality, so I feel like this is pretty accurate so far.
I'm definitely a dreamer. I'm not a realistic person. I think, being a millennial, you want to chase your dreams.
Yeah.
But if you don't think that can actually happen, like the ability to dream, you'll never go for it. Right?
If you never
have a dream
have that.
Or fantasize about things. Because actually, I tend to, when I'm not like working or doing something, I'm always fantasizing.
Yeah.
Not about dirty stuff, just like about what I want to eat,
So it does say you would rather bring forth the luminous visions of your mind's eye, leaving everyone spellbound. So there is an aspect of this that isn't just fantasy in your mind, but it's like you doing things in the world where other people are seeing kind of the reality of your fantasy, right? And it lists music, art. And then it also says here, Mel, that you are very compassionate to the core. And you couldn't turn away a stray animal or down-and-out person in need if your life depended on it. I do think that, you have a softness in your heart for that, right? Like, if you saw someone crying, you would probably, like...
If I cry, too.
or you need to feel like you want to comfort them or something. And it says here that you're the most sensitive of all the water signs, and you absorb energy like a sponge. Ooh. So are you an emotional sponge?
I
feel like Mel.
Yeah, I think this morning I was telling Jan, I was like, I think I think too much. I think too much. Oh my God. This is my sentence. But I think, oh my God, I say think all the time. I am extremely emotional. I'm very sensitive. I do absorb energy because like someone's really happy and high. I'm like, yeah. When someone's really sad, I'm like, fuck. I feel whatever's around me. Negativity, like I feel it even more. I don't like it.
Heightened emotions.
Yeah. I don't. It's weird, but that's true.
So there's a couple of other like kind of fun associations. Your fashion inspirations, Alexander McQueen and Betsy Johnson.
Whoa.
I don't know that doesn't seem
when
too
you
accurate.
When you said fashion inspirations, like what? Like my robe? That's all I wear. I wear a lot of stretchy things.
Are there brands that you really like the style of that you feel is like representative of you?
No, not really. No. Honestly, it's not really brands. It's more like I love things that are stretchy. And cute and functionable
and comfortable.
Yeah, that's very true. When we went to Asia for our trip, your favorite pair of pants, which you wore like every day, were the black like swishy pants.
Right? Hey, they're cute. They're from Zara.
They are cute. And I was like, dang, Mel, how many times can you wear that?
A lot. Because I like, dude, I think like palazzo pants. That's what they are. Or culottes. I can't pronounce it, but I feel those type of pants like you could wear them to work and look professional and on the airplane.
Oh,
yeah. Just comfortable.
Right.
Yeah. Just multifunctional.
Yeah, so
and stylish.
If anyone wants to buy me pants, make sure there's elastic band involved.
Okay, and it also says here your celebrity star mates. So these are other celebrities that are of your sign. Drew Barrymore.
I actually knew that one too.
Emily Blunt.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm actually a big fan of her. Plus she's married to, what's his name? from The Office, Jim.
This one kind of surprises me. Rihanna's also a Pisces.
Really?
That's you in the club.
Okay, how about Miss Helen? Helen, do you know what your sign is?
I am a Sagittarius. December 5th is my birthday.
Yeah.
So
Is that all you know? You don't follow?
no, so Sagittarius are very adventurous people.
That's very
A
helpful.
lot of people say like Sagittarius like can't sit still, or they always have to do multiple things at the same time. It's hard for Sagittarius to like completely be focused or passionate about like one thing, because they're very passionate about many things.
Multiple things, yeah.
And also, I guess just very like good people,
Like
person
sociable,
people.
very social
That makes
people,
sense.
yeah.
Like social people, socialites. So yeah, I think I can side with that, but also very like passionate about like their emotions are also very heightened too. I don't know, maybe that's for everyone, because you got that too, and I feel like Sagittarius are also very
That's true.
emotional people that try and hide it because they also are people pleasers. So they'd rather not have their emotions affect other people.
But that's opposite for me, because I can't. I'm just like, it shows exactly what's on my face. I can't tell. But knowing Helen, and I have her profile pulled up too. You're saying how you can't sit still. It's so true, because hanging out with you, actually, she could sleep for like 5 hours and be ready to go. Like, I'm gonna go running. I'm like, you don't lounge. Like, you never lounge. And like, even after like a full days of work, like 7 a.m. meetings, 7 p.m. calls, 11 p.m. she's down to like go drink right away. I'm like, dude, can you like, I can't. And
I for sure come back and lounge and play Candy Crush sometimes. But that game has
in
like
the
revived
privacy of
itself.
our own-
but
of
I
our own
feel like your
company.
lounging time is like 5 minutes or 10
Sure. Yeah.
versus like me, like I need 4 hours. You know what I mean? So it's like very like, I can see that.
I feel like, I don't know why, I feel like guilty when I'm just like not doing something.
Oh,
like
you're
there's,
like you like to be busy.
yeah,
You
or
like to
it's
be
like, what's the
productive.
opportunity cost? Like, what are you losing out on? It's like, oh, I should be doing this. Like, I have a list of things that I wanted to do and I'm not doing it. So I feel guilty when I'm like just having time for myself.
Yeah.
It's weird.
Oh, I
make
have
sure
guilt-free
she's
lounges.
taking care of
Don't worry.
herself.
So I have a Helen sign pulled up for a Sagittarius, and it says, a fire sign, you heat up quickly when something or someone turns you on, but the blazes may die out just as quickly. So actually, when I first read this, I read it as like anger, because I remember one time I was at a club with Helen, and this fucking guy booty tapped you or something, and you're like, you turn around and you're like, who did that? And all the guys were just like, and I think you pointed the guy out, you're like, did you hit my ass? And he goes, yeah. And he goes, come here. She's like, well, come here. She's like, well, you're gonna get slapped. You deserve that. He's like, oh, okay. And she slaps him.
A mom.
She like slaps him, because like, and then after that, okay, you guys want a drink? Like nothing. Like, she wasn't even super like. It didn't ruin her night. She's just like, you know what? You fucked up. I'm gonna fucking punish you for what you did.
You gotta put people in their place sometimes.
And then like it says like, but the blaze may die out just as quickly. It's just like her anger was
funny.
there, and then it was like ready to have a good time.
Oh, so maybe a part of that is because I don't want my emotions or my situation to affect other
your
people's
friends
fun
that
and
you were there.
their
Yeah.
happiness.
That's very true though. You never let that happen.
Yeah. And I even if it's like with friends, if I see a guy just like not treating my friends right in a club or in like those scenes where I feel like a lot of guys also feel like they are like they have the power to do stuff like
They're
that.
like entitled.
And they will like touch a friend or like not stop bothering a friend and try to hit on them. Just like, dude, you don't get the picture. Like she doesn't want to talk to you. Or I'm very open to like just stepping in and putting people in their place and just letting them know like that's not okay, because if you don't tell someone that that's not okay, they're gonna do it to someone else.
Yeah.
Right. In the same night, and probably to one of my friends, and that like pisses me off to think about that.
Yeah, I
Anyway.
can see that. Thank you for being our friend.
A protector.
Yeah. But this is really on ruler of the hips and thighs. You release tension through regular rounds of booty shaking, nature treks, and lengthening urban hikes.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
That's
Interesting.
Yeah, that is. You're
Just like
very-
an active,
yeah,
like
active
person.
I have so many Snapchats of you booty shaking.
Do you?
Like
Can you
in
not
Cabo?
keep those?
They're so great. And that's true, because she likes running. Like, you like go on hikes.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
but you also like running around the city. And like you like exploring as you run.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so let's move on to Janet,
Janet.
who wants us to talk about this. Let's read about her.
Okay, so let's see. I have Janet's a Virgo.
Yes.
When's your birthday?
September 19th.
September 19th. Okay, so according to, this is Elle, you are the noted sign of a virgin.
Yeah.
What?
That's not true.
I'm sorry. Are you sure about that?
That's what it says. I'm not sure
That
what
is
it
the
means
sign.
though, because it doesn't really like explain.
Explain,
Virgo, virgin.
Yeah, yeah. It's
that
the
where it
sign
comes
is like it's the virgin woman. But the way that people have interpreted it is in the past, it's been kind of like the softer, clean.
Yes,
That's
yes.
very true.
Very
But
true.
but they say also that if you reinterpret in modern times, it's like this. It's supposed to be you are the only woman like untouched by man or something like that, or like it's separate from man, or it's equal to man, or something like that.
Or maybe because you're so like truly independent of a person that
Yeah,
that,
they just
like
are
no
as
man can really affect you.
Oh my God, it's like, yeah, that's true.
I'm gonna be alone for the rest of my life.
Okay, so let's see. So Virgos are insistent on purity in one area of life. So you may be a minx in the bedroom, but a devout raw foodist who won't eat a morsel that's been heated above 46 degrees. That is so true.
Dude, literally, I went over to her place earlier. She's having like some raw ass salad.
Wait, raw ass? What is a raw ass salad?
It's just really green and like not that much
From
dressing.
Trader
Like a regular salad.
She's like drinking her kombucha right now. I was like, dang. And I had like mayonnaise in my food earlier.
You're missing the first part of this. A minx in the bedroom.
Dude, Jan, it's so fucking true.
I mean, we don't know.
I can neither
but-
confirm nor deny.
I had this really visual now. I don't know if I should talk
What
about.
visual are you?
Oh.
Do you
I
have in
picture
your
her
head?
like slinking kind of across the bedroom to her man or something, or
With like a carrot in her mouth.
like rubbing hummus all over his body.
Wow. I don't know that. Wow.
I like this. I like this. We're putting images into our listeners' heads.
Great.
Let's see. Okay, so you are also family-oriented by nature.
Very true.
Yeah, and should seek out a partner equally as devoted to his clan. It's very true. So every weekend, Janet does go to Mission Viejo to see her parents and spend a lot of time with her family.
Yeah.
So very true that whoever you're going to date, he has to be very nurturing and good to his family as well.
Yes.
Do you guys also believe that, like, however a guy treats his mom is, this is going off topic, but
No.
however a guy treats his mom is how they're going to treat you in the future?
I've heard a lot about that. Yeah.
I hope so.
But I've also heard that for, I don't know if this is more of like a Asian culture thing too. It's like when you marry someone, their mother in their life is the main competing female. So that can also, so it's like, it's a sign of like how much you respect someone, but also at the same time, you don't want someone who's so close to their mom and so like obedient to them that she becomes the dominant woman.
Noted.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay, let's see. So, yep, your maternal instincts are strong.
Oh,
I don't know about that.
Lately, it's been
Every time I post a
Baby?
an IG
Oh,
stories
yeah.
of my
That's more of just like wanting kids,
nephew.
though. I don't know that.
Janet always messages me like, my ovaries.
and let's be real. Like your Instagram is filled with Alana.
Yeah, I do post a lot of photos of my niece.
Janet's
I am
gonna be
that
a great
person.
mom.
Yeah, she'll be feeding the kids really healthy food.
Carrots
And hummus, apparently.
and raw salad.
Raw ass salad, according to her.
Let's see, lastly here, as an earth sign, you thrive in a structured environment and need to put regular routines in place in order to ground yourself.
So there's like certain aspects of my life that I'm very beta or like go with the flow, like extreme go with the flow in. And there are parts of my life that I'm incredibly militant about. And I would say, yeah, like so in certain things I need structure.
I can see that.
Like what specifically?
I feel like work is something for you that you need something
Yeah,
structured.
actually that's a really good example, Mel. Also, when it comes to like if I start developing a habit of something, I will be very consistent with it. But I mean, there's a lot of things that I tried that I like, die on the vine or like I'm not super consistent about. But if I get really into something, like with running, I started doing that like pretty often and then always hitting certain mileage. Or when I got really into yoga, I would do that like. I would sometimes wake up at like 5 a.m. and go to a yoga class and then do that consistently for a while. Wow. But usually that would be for a finite period and then I'm kind of get over it.
So question, you said you used to be very structured in like one bottle of wine per night. And now you're doing this thing where you're cleansing your body of alcohol. And how have you been doing with that?
Good. I am on day 20.
Dang.
20. I think I'm going to try to make it through 22 days too, just to
22 days, so 2 more days.
2 more days. Yeah.
That's fine. But I don't know for Janet though. She's a wine lover.
No, the main
that's
test
crazy.
is going to be when I start drinking again, how to moderate. I think going like completely off something because I know there's an end. Like that's
True.
not too,
And
yeah.
we will document your journey back into alcohol on the ABG
God.
Instagram.
We went through some of the Western horoscopes. Now let's talk about the Chinese zodiac signs. So for those people who don't know, for horoscopes, it goes by every month is a different horoscope type. For Chinese zodiac, they go by year. So for 1 year, you are the same sign, and then the next year it's a different sign, and it cycles through 12
different animals.
So why don't we start off once again with Miss Melody. You are, it says here, sometimes it's called a goat and sometimes it's called a sheep.
I sometimes I prefer sheep because they're cuter.
They are
the goat.
Goat.
And also specifically because you were born in, is it 91, right?
I'm a 91er.
So even within the animal type, depending on the year, you can be a metal sheep, you can be a water sheep, or an earth sheep or something.
You're definitely a water sheep.
Am I a water sheep?
You are actually a metal sheep.
Oh.
I don't know what is different about that, but
Like
that's
jewelry?
the element.
Any like jewelry?
I think that's probably what it is. I hope it's
You
not
like
a
some
mountain
bling?
sheep. That's definitely not what I am.
Wait, you know what goat stands for, right?
Wait, what?
Like in terms of sports?
No, what is
Greatest
it?
of all time?
Rams?
Goat. No, like the
Oh, I didn't
goat.
know. I didn't know.
Yeah. Just be proud of being a goat.
I just got that was an acronym.
Yeah, I was like,
Ladies.
I thought you were asking what type of goat is the strongest athletic one. I was like, I don't know.
So it says here, Mel, as a sheep or a goat, whatever you want to associate with, you are receptive, gentle, and compassionate. That seems pretty spot on. But
Gentle.
then it does say that you're quiet and sometimes shy, which I feel like is not really very accurate. Enormous.
I'm quiet at home when I'm lounging because I don't talk to anyone.
And it says you have enormous compassion, you have an artistic eye, and your emotions are close to the surface. So like your point about you not being able to hide your feelings very well.
I agree. When I'm upset, you'll know right
see
away.
it. And it also says that money somehow comes to the goat.
That is so not true.
But often other people give it to them. So are people giving you money?
Thanks, Mom. Honestly, financially, I feel like I'm always like trying to figure it out. Because I do work in an industry where I don't make as much money as a lot of my peers.
Right.
But luckily, during times of hardship, my parents have been really supportive of me. But they also are very like, you got to make your own money.
Yeah.
But,
Well, it could also just be that this is the time in your life where money is more of a prominent issue, right?
Yeah.
But maybe when you're older, someone's going to show up and give you a lot of money.
There you go.
It also says that you are a person that does not like confrontation.
True story.
That's very true.
But you know, it's interesting, even just the experience of us when we're working in our podcast, when something bothers you, you actually address it. Like you will always be like, guys, we need to talk about something.
That's true. I think maybe because I don't like knowing the fact that we have issues.
So you like to address it. So that means that you're confronting it, right?
I guess.
So that's a goat side of you because it's like not a sheepish quality.
Yeah.
Oh, see what you did.
Okay, so some of these things they have listed are positives, and they also have some negative characteristics.
Let's hear him, Janet.
So do you want to start with the negative or the positive?
Let's do negative. I like
do
ending
negative.
things on
Okay.
a nice note.
Indecisive?
Yeah, so true.
Self.
I can't tell if I'm a goat or a sheep.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know.
And your fish are swimming both ways. That's
Where am I going?
It also says self-indulgent.
Oh my god.
Face
So
mask
true.
with
Yeah,
Cheetos.
with your Cheetos.
Dude, this week after work, I literally was eating Milanos in bed in my white robe watching Friends for 2 hours straight.
Dang.
Sounds pretty self-indulgent.
What happened to hot Cheetos?
Oh, I had a bag too.
It also says that you are insecure, ungrateful, and wise, which I don't think is a negative.
Insecure, I have to admit, I'm insecure sometimes. I'll admit that.
I think a lot of people have some level of insecurity.
Yeah.
All right, so enough about my negative qualities. Bring on the good
Yeah,
stuff.
let's about the positive. So it says you're forthright, charismatic.
She just said, "What's a fourth?"
Like you're direct, or you come forward.
That's
with
pretty
things.
direct. That's pretty direct. Put you on blast. Don't try to whisper that over to me.
You're meticulous, intelligent, sociable, quick-witted, and popular.
Me? No.
So popular.
Not even.
What is Helen? Helen is a...
I'm a rabbit.
Oh, so cute. And your ally is a goat, which is me.
Whoa, no wonder.
And her foe, is a rooster.
I don't know if I know any roosters. Actually, I don't know people's Chinese zodiac signs, so I don't know.
I was gonna say, you don't know any cocky people. Oh.
There you go. You happy with that one? That's pretty good. Okay.
Okay, so your element is wood.
Okay.
Catching some underlying themes going on here.
Yeah, I appreciate trees.
Not other things, you know?
Okay.
Okay, your season is winter.
Ooh, I don't know about that.
Are you sure? Like
I like to go back. Like, I was born in Boston. I grew up in Boston, and I moved to California because I didn't want to have winter.
Okay. Oh, and it says your gemstone is a pearl. Aww. So maybe instead of an engagement diamond ring, you'd prefer a pearl.
I don't.
Okay.
She's like, no, I need a diamond.
All right.
Maybe like pearl earrings?
In addition to the diamond ring.
I like how you think.
It says, this sign is blessed by many wonderful and highly refined qualities. Ooh. Rabbit people are gentle, gracious, kind-hearted, and value harmony and beauty. Their naturally diplomatic nature makes them well-suited to occupations working closely with other people.
Oh, not what I do.
Really?
You work with a lot of people.
Yeah.
She works in her own office.
Yeah, I'm like in my office. Right. I'll call people. I would love to have a job that's more like hands-on though, interacting
like where
with
you're
people.
interacting with a lot of people.
Yeah.
And so it says, socially, rabbit people are wonderful hosts with an appreciation of all the nice things life has to offer. They prefer quality to cutting corners. They can be good friends who give excellent advice.
Oh,
I'll give you that for sure. I have definitely called Helen on occasion. Like, I need help. And you always give me really good advice. All right, so your positives. Wait, talk about, you want positives or negatives first?
I will start with negatives.
All right, well, it says...
Here we go.
You're moody, detached, cunning, possessive, fussy, and snobbish.
Why you gotta say all of those?
It's like a barrage.
I thought you had to
feel
say
like you just attacked me.
I feel like you have to say the words in the way they need to be said.
Okay, so do you agree with those?
Not really. Are you possessive?
Possessive.
All right, how about this? You're at a club with your man, and some girl starts crawling. Actually, no, I've seen
Crawling? Are you bringing up Janet again as a carrot?
Minxing over. I want to hear from you. What do? Do you get possessive? Like, what the fuck? That's my man. Or you let it play it out?
I think what I would do is observe, and then if I need to step in, then I would step in. Because maybe they just aren't aware that he's with a girl.
Right.
That's true.
I would go over just like, hey, you doing okay?
Just to make it known, this is mine.
Yeah.
So I guess
Show in possession.
I guess there is some
when it's yours, it's yours. I agree with that quality. I think all of us have that, actually. Okay, let's move on to your positives. Okay, you're kind, you're sensitive, you're wise, you're astute, not astute.
Mel just made a face like,
stew? You say a stew?
Astute.
Like a soup?
I said astute, not astute. Docile, thoughtful, and refined.
Docile. I don't know about
I don't
docile.
think you're docile.
Why is that a positive quality? I always see docile as a negative thing because a lot of people say women are docile, as in they'll do whatever someone says, right, without talking back to them.
Like you kind of just take things. Yeah.
Right.
I think when
Without,
I hear
like,
docile,
stirring
I
trouble.
think of just being soft,
Like
and
submissive.
and
Yeah.
submissive.
So I don't think I'm that at all. Put that in the negatives.
I think you're definitely kind.
So general.
I know. Well, what does astute mean? Are you that? Are you astute?
I'm gonna pull up a dictionary for that one. I don't know.
I feel like that's very like aware in a confident way.
An ability to accurately assess situations.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you're astute. Based off your Chinese horoscope, I think it's kind of like mixed. I don't know if it's really accurate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like
Some
parts of
things
it you can
seem
take
off,
away.
Yeah.
and some things seem on.
Which is why it's like it's very general.
So it really depends, right?
Right.
Let's move on to...
Janet, our minx over here. She's not a minx. She's an ox. The opposite of a minx.
Roar.
Is that what ox
Roar?
sound like?
Moo? I don't know.
You are... Okay. Oh, this is interesting. So ox prefers established methods and regular routines. That is very similar to
the previous.
Yeah, your horoscope. They are dignified and self-reliant. I would agree with that.
Me too.
And they also love their family deeply, but have high expectations and be quite demanding. Ox will say that they think and refuse to compromise their basic principles. Also very true
Stubborn.
because like
Yeah.
stubborn and also in a very like independent way. You know what you want out of people's or situations or whatever it is. If you're ever in an argument with Janet, she will argue her point to the death of her.
Sometimes for the sake of arguing, it's kind of bad.
But she also seems to have really good valid points when she argues. You're like, oh
does.
shit, you're right.
Under positives, she's very loyal, which I completely agree with. I feel like anytime I'm in a situation where someone's attacking me, Janet is going to be the first person to speak up and be like, hey, let's have a conversation. I don't agree with you. She is very loyal and uncompromising on her views. You are enormously patient, but will be pushed only so far. An angry ox is frightening to behold.
Oh.
Is that true, Janet? I don't think that's true. We've never seen that.
I've never
angry
seen
side.
Janet
I've never
angry.
seen angry. I don't know. know.
I don't think we reached that point yet.
I think we mentioned that in a podcast like way early on. You said at work you have resting bitch face.
Yeah. I think probably my family has seen me get to that point.
Really?
But usually, I feel like I'm fairly reserved, but if you push me too far.
What happened?
Yeah, what happened?
I don't know, actually.
Start smearing your hummus all over people?
I know. Are you the type to like yell at people or like?
I'm not someone who will exert a lot of force or energy, but I think it's just like if like it will be very serious and it will be very harsh and it will be very like final.
Shit.
Dang.
Don't want to piss off the ox.
All right. So let's go through some. Do you want to hear positives or negatives first?
Let's start with the negatives.
Materialistic,
That's
don't.
that's not true. That's
not
not
true
true
at all. I feel like you're very much like a quality over quantity person, but also very like basic pieces of clothing that like compliment you and still look really good on you, but they're not like flashy or they're not like brand.
And pretty minimal.
Yeah, you are.
Yeah. So not materialistic. Rigid, stubborn, inflexible, impatient, and narrow-minded.
I can be, yeah.
I think those are like the mean ways to say how she's so clear on her thoughts and her values. It's like, this is...
You guys don't have to make it sound good. It's okay.
It's okay.
No, I agree. No,
Yeah.
I agree with that.
Yeah, I know I can be really stubborn, and I would say with friends, I'm usually very patient, but I was told a lot growing up by my parents, like, you need to be more patient, because I will rush or I, like, want the result or something, so... It's okay.
Let's move on to positive then.
Positives. All right, you're calm, methodical, honest, loyal, sincere, steadfast, popular, and reliable.
I agree with all these.
Yeah.
Oh,
I agree
You're
with them
very-
too. Very honest,
You're
very loyal.
sincere.
Very calm. That's the first one. Very level-headed.
I think she's really reliable. I thought Janet's the first person when shit hits the fan, I call her first.
Aw.
Yeah. Or I text you first.
She's a good friend. Very good friend and very good listener.
Yeah. Very good big sister.
So this was a lot of fun to dig into horoscopes and Chinese zodiacs. Once again, we want to emphasize that we are not experts, and we found a lot of these things on the internet, and sometimes they clash and contradict each other. So
Yeah.
this is more just for us to kind of get to know each other better and to share with you guys.
Well, thanks for taking us on our zodiac and horoscope adventure, Janet. I admit, I think I do believe in a lot of these things. Mostly the horoscope. I think I really fall into a Pisces. How about you, Helen?
I would say maybe we're more influenced also because we are in a Western country. So there's
true.
more like studies and more like articles that come out for your horoscope versus like a Chinese zodiac sign.
Yeah. That's true.
But not sure if I'm more of a believer than before we started talking.
Yeah.
But,
Yeah.
But it's good to pick out different personality traits that are like, oh, that's you. Like, Mel, now I know that you're a goat and a sheep and two fish swimming in different directions.
There's so many. I still don't know if I'm a goat or a sheep. And now we know Janet is a minx.
Yeah.
In the bed.
I can't get that out of my head.
No, we made up our own sign. She's a minx.
With a carrot.
And hummus.
Well, if you guys know of your horoscope or your Chinese zodiac sign you want to share with us, please do so. You can write us at asianbossgirl@gmail.com.
You can also find us on our social media. We are on Facebook, Twitter, and most active on our Instagram. We love seeing comments, direct messages. So after you listen to this episode, leave us your Chinese zodiac animal. And if you've never heard of Chinese zodiacs before, look it up because now you have an animal.
Yeah. Find it and share that emoji in the comments section of our post. We'll see how many different types of animals we have listening.
And thanks for listening.
Bye.